Hello. So, it is now part 4 of Final Fantasy VI. I have my brand new Final Fantasy VI Terra Branford Light here from Universal Studios Japan, which I got on eBay. I know it's hard to read on this little box here, but I did an unboxing review of this when I got it as I record this, a few days ago. It should be the video on this channel right before this one, obviously not part of the DanPlays playlist, it's in the Dan's Objects of Interest playlist. But yeah, if you want to see this in more detail, up close, and, you know, actually see what it is, because, again, the laptop camera's really not picking it up there. Check that out. Very cool piece of Final Fantasy VI merchandise that I just picked up recently, and there it is on my shelf, where it might just be a little bit distracting, flashing behind my head, but it's all good. Alright, so we'll pick up where we left off and try to knock another chunker out of the game here. We are actually very close to the iconic opera scene here, where we will try to convince Setzer to take us to the Imperial continent so we can infiltrate Vector, the Imperial capital, and specifically the Magitech research facility there. And, yeah, that's where we are. We have this team, Locke, Celes, Edgar and Gau, primarily for the enemies we'll be fighting in the Magitech research facility, many of whom are weak to lightning. And why is Locke in the back row? Oh yeah, he has the full mood equipped, so yeah, we can put him in the back row. So yeah, I think we have a good setup for now. So we'll start making our way southward. To the Opera House. Actually, it might be worth going back into town, stay at the inn, and recover this damage. It might be worth going back into town and just hiring a chocobo to take us to the Opera House, so, you know, we'll be nice and fresh, because there is a boss fight at the end of the opera sequence. We do have our first set of Espers, so these characters are on their way now to learning their first spells. And probably getting their first, yeah, Celes, Gau, and Edgar at least are close to leveling up and getting a bonus from their Espers that way. So, yeah, let's just stay at the inn real quick. I think this is one of the more expensive inns, but that's alright. I think the Opera House, or, sorry, the Auction House, rather, is, I believe, still closed at this time. I don't think that opens until, after the Magitech research facility, because then we have other Espers available than just our starting 4, but we can double check that while we're here. And we'll double check and make sure we don't need anything else here. Let's see, we have one of those already. I don't know if we really need the Kodachi for Shadow, since we won't have him in our party for some time. We only actually have 500 gil left, too. I think we did our shopping already after Zozo at the end of the last episode. Is the white dress available yet? Yes, it is, but we already bought those. Okay, so, yeah, Celes already has one. That'll be good for a very long time for Terra and Celes if we're equipping them to increase their magic. They'll, probably want to have those white dresses and those Magus hats equipped, even though they're weaker than some other options of equipment we get for them in terms of actual defense. Alright, so we'll just ride this to the Opera House, just so we don't have to fight any battles on the way. Why they didn't just put the Opera House in town, I don't know, either, you know, in terms of game design or game lore. It seems like that would be a better option, but whatever. Oh. Well, I forgot something. We actually have to go to Owser's house in Jydor before the Opera House becomes available. So we're off to a good start, already doing stuff out of order. Whatever. See if we can get another headband at least. I might actually check, that headband we stole in the last battle might be a good option for Gau, even though it'll probably lower his HP versus the Green Beret. Let's see what that does. Yeah, it will drop his defense a little bit, and his magic defense a little bit. But it does raise vigor, speed, and stamina, and that might be worth it for Gau, so let's give him the headband. Alright, so, walking back. That was a waste of a trip and a waste of a chocobo. Alright. Only one battle on the way. Just check the auction house here. Yeah. Yeah, so we have to actually get the introduction for Setzer here from the Impresario. Hey, what are you doing? Come here. I think there's a tincture or something in that pot. We must have already gotten it. Okay, so now we go to the Opera House. Just heal this way. I think Celes was the only one to take a hit, so just one tonic will do it. Alright, let's get our Chocobo again. We could just walk, but whatever. Should probably save outside, actually. actually ever register, but we never actually meet the real Maria. We never actually see her on screen. I suppose I never really thought about it before, but yeah, we never actually see what she looks like. I mean, we assume she looks like Celes, but... Hey, Adrian. Come here. Come sit with me. Lovely Miss Adrian joining us here. Say hi, Aid. Alright. Yeah. Relax. There's also a point I saw somewhere that if you don't use Edgar or Sabin, Ultros has no actual reason to want revenge on you here, because Locke was not on the raft when we met him the first time, and Cyan and Gau were not in the party, and Celes were not in the party at all. So, yeah, little narrative glitch there, I guess, if you're not using a party that includes Edgar or Sabin. We do have Edgar in our party, of course. Anyway, this is the, again, kind of iconic opera scene, so I'll probably shut up, you know, let it speak for itself, for the most part. I actually remember, as I probably stop shutting up, I actually remember rumors on message boards back in the very early days, and the message boards I was on at the time was like AOL's onboard, like just the generic video game message boards, the Nintendo Power AOL site message boards, and Dr. GameWiz on AOL, which I don't know who ran that, but it was, you know, an AOL site, or AOL page, called Dr. GameWiz that had video game message boards. And I remember there being rumors because Draco's sprite kind of looks like Cecil from Final Fantasy IV's Dark Knight armor. There were, like, rumors that you could unlock Dark Knight Cecil as a character in this game. I should have actually equipped the sprint shoes, but we don't have a timer yet, so I'll go ahead and put those on lock. Not so much for right now, but when we have to go to the rafters. Sprint shoes will be helpful because we'll actually be on a timer at that point. Hello, Miss Tabby. have the whole gang here for the opera scene. Say hi, Tab. Adrian, you don't need to growl at her. Here, you go over here. Sometimes they get along. Sometimes Adrian doesn't want to be bothered with Tabby. And sometimes Tabby can annoy Adrian, like she's doing now by continuing to poke at her. Come on, go over here. Alright, so we actually have control of Celes. I think I can do this without actually reading the script. Okay, sit on my lap, but don't mess with your sister there. They're not actually sisters, but I call them that. So yeah, again, I think I can actually do this without reviewing the script here. Just, again, from having done it so many times. Alright, so just go to the stage through here. I think the synthesized voices in this, I mean, it's symptomatic of the era of the game. But I think they did a good job with what they had to work with, you know. They couldn't actually do real, you know, actual audio singing or anything. Which they do have in the Pixel Remaster. Like, they have this done by actual opera singers. But for what they had to work with, I think this works well. Like, you can actually follow the lyrics with the sound of the singing in this version. And this is the nostalgic version, you know, even without actual audible lyrics, intelligible lyrics. kidding. But, you know, first time it does get you a little bit, I guess. Brings a tear to a glass eye, to quote good old JR. Alright, so we'll have control of the party again. Lock in the party again. Momentarily. If you screw up any of the lyrics, it'll actually fail, the opera will fail, and you get booted outside. And I think, if I remember right, I think you get like 3 chances to do it, and then if you fail it a 4th time, or however many times the limit is anyway, if you fail it too many times, you actually get a game over. In the Pixel remaster, the whole opera scene is done in like it's the only part of the game that was done in a 2D, 3D style, kind of like basically the Octopath Traveler engine, I think, is what they used for the opera scene, and only the opera scene in the Pixel remaster, which I know a lot of people kind of wanted the whole game to be redone that way. I'm okay with it looking overall still like the Super Nintendo version, which Pixel Remaster is intended to, with some enhancements, and, you know, upscaled to HD and all of that. Again, it has some graphical enhancements, but I do like the new opera scene, you know, between the sort of 2D, 3D modeling of it and the actual performance of the opera, you know, with actual lyrics and stuff. I do kind of wish you had the option to switch back and forth. Like, an example was I have the Blu-rays of the Star Trek original series, and on those you can choose whether you want to see the special effects in, like, I don't think they call them special editions, but like the modern TV versions where they redid like the outside the ships graphics and stuff, like with CGI, or you can see the original 60s effects. Personally, I want to see, in that case, the original 60s effects, because seeing 1960s era TV footage next to modern CGI is kind of jarring to begin with, and I frankly think even if they are more obviously fake special effects, I think they fit the show better. And the historian in me just kind of wants to see everything in its original form already. So I kind of wish in the Pixel Remaster you had the option of seeing, like, the original version of the opera scene or the remake version. But I do like it, the new version, just fine. It'll take me exactly 5 minutes to drop this. So this is why I put the sprint shoes on, because we have to go up to the right and talk to the guy, and then we go back across here, and then into the rafters. If you push, I think, any of the other switches, it dumps you onto the stage, and you fail out of the opera. Just like if you'd screwed up one of the lyrics. So, with the sprint shoes, we should have plenty of time to actually get to Ultros. Because there are rats in the rafters that you have to fight if you touch them. I mean, you pretty much can't avoid some of them. I think they're weak to fire, if I remember right. Pincer attack kinda sucks because you can't hit all of them at once. There's actually a glitch you can trigger in the second half of the game when the world changes. I'm trying to, not spoil too much. But you can go back to the World of Balance if you leave one of the rats in the rafters here and then fight it in the World of Ruin. And I kind of forget exactly what you have to do. But yeah, there's a way you can use the battles with these rats if you do them later in the game to, like, glitch it and go back to the earlier part of the game, but it kind of, like, soft locks the game because you can't really do anything in the previous version of the world. So your game's pretty much over if you trigger that. So we actually got some spells on Gau and Edgar already. See, the yellow ones you want to hit first, because if they're still standing, they can summon the gray ones. Resummon the gray ones if you take them out first. Nice if you hit everybody with that cow, but I'll take it. Yeah, see, resummon the gray rats. I should have just had Edgar use the drill on one of the yellow ones. What we got there? And we should only have one more battle here. Actually, we avoided it. So. Alright, so no more timer. But we do have to fight Ultros, and this is not a hard battle with him. Sometimes you just gotta improvise. Yeah, again, especially if you had Cyan instead of Edgar here in, you know, this party otherwise. Not only have we changed since we last saw him, he's never actually seen any of these characters at all. A short battle if you do a lot of damage to him. Two gil as a reward. Yeah, I gotta tell you, Setsu, this whole plan, kinda creepy. That doesn't actually get a line there. Everybody says something different, depending on, again, who you have in your party. Except Gau, apparently. Alright, so let's actually put... We'll let Celes lead for the vector section. It doesn't actually matter, again, in this game, other than just who I show. The person in the top spot is the person shown on the map when you're walking around, but in this game, party position doesn't matter in terms of which character gets attacked more or anything, which was not always the case. In Final Fantasy I, even, the character in the top spot would take, I think, was it 50% of the attacks would kind of default to the top character, and it went down from there. Like, character 2 was a little less, and then the last 2 slots got attacked the least. We'll also take the sprint shoes off of Locke, give him that sneak ring back. Gau doesn't have anything to add again. Now, if you notice, Edgar blushes there too. That's actually a glitch, just because he and Celes share a color palette. So when she blushes in this scene, it just kind of has a side effect of Edgar blushing too. So if you have Edgar and Sabin in the party together, you find out that the coin that Edgar uses here, well, I'll let this play out for a second. Yeah, so if Sabin's in the party, there's a little bit more dialogue, where basically we find out that that double-sided coin Edgar gave Celes is the same double-sided coin that he flipped when they had the coin flip in the flashback at Figaro Castle, where they decided who would get their freedom and who would stay behind to be King of Figaro, and Edgar knew Sabin wanted his freedom more, so he used the double-sided coin, so he would win the coin flip, or lose the coin flip, whichever way you want to put it. So it's still kind of implied, I guess, if you just have Edgar. And I actually don't remember what happens if you have Cyan and Gau. I don't know if I've ever actually used that party lineup. I've used just Sabin, I've used just Edgar, and I've used the two of them together in previous playthroughs. I don't know if I've done one where Cyan and Gau are together for this part. I don't know who gives them who has the double-sided coin then, but canonically it's supposed to be Edgar's coin. It even appears in the game's ending. save. Go into, I think this is Albrook here. With the Empire and... Gotta get those clock elixirs. Alright, so let's see if there's anything we want in the shop here. Well, we can't afford the earrings. Or the amulet. We'll come back and get those, obviously. I think the amulet is like an improved version of the fairy ring, which in turn was an improved version of the star pendant. I believe it. I believe it gives protection from darkness, poison, and maybe petrify. So you can actually buy those headbands here. Do we want any more mithril vests? We actually have 3 in stock already, and that's probably sufficient for the people that can use them. Bard's hat, which I think is the Priest's Mitre in other versions. I think that improves MP or something. I know I tend not to use that. Bard's hat for anyone. So we'll see if that still holds water. There might be a couple weapons we might want, so we'll check the weapon store. Sell some stuff to get rid of these sleeping bags for one thing. I think Celes is completely unequipped after the opera scene. We need to fix that. Alright, so we'll buy one of those anyway. The Poison Claw, let's see if we can grab one of them too. But, yeah, we can sell off that flail. I think she had 2 earrings equipped, so go back to that setup. So yeah, we'll sell off that flail. We don't need that anymore. We will want to put Celes back in the front line. Oh, still not quite enough for the Poison Claw. Could probably get away with selling one of those. Green Berets at this point. The Kung Fu suit, we can sell that. Sell one of the headbands. That should be enough. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and give Locke his thief knife back, and I'll put him and Celes back in the front line. so we can't use the Poison Claw yet, but we have it for when we need it. So the ultimate weapon got translated as the Atma weapon in this version. Stay at the end too. I think there's something in the top barrel there too, maybe I'm mistaken. We could walk to the other towns on the continent, too, before going to Vector. I don't know if there's really a reason to. I don't think the shops have anything too important. I guess you can't actually get around to that other barrel. Yeah, I don't think the shops in the other towns have anything substantially different that we need to go for. So we'll just make our way to Vector and get to that dungeon. I actually forgot. Can Edgar use that epee? When I was a fencer, that was my main weapon, incidentally. There's in modern fencing. Yeah, he can use that. We should get another one of those. Yeah, that was my main weapon when I was a fencer. Which, again, I'd like to be again someday. I think the Ralphs you can steal tiger masks for. Another wrestling reference, incidentally. But they're good helmets for Gau and Sabin. But yeah, I was an epee fencer. In modern fencing, there's 3 weapons. There's saber, foil, and epee. Foil is descended from, like, courtly practice swords, and that has a valid target area of just the head and the torso. Saber is derived from cavalry weapons, and that has everything above the waist is valid target, and it's also the only weapon that you can use the edge for. Foil and epee, you can only use the tip. Then epee is kind of descended from actual dueling weapons, and the full body is the valid target area for epee, and it doesn't have the right-of-way rules that foil and saber do. So epee is a little bit more... I always found it a little more cerebral and, you know, more strategic, because it's a little bit more the game of human chess, I guess, or as Larry Zabisco was translated in one, I should have used a Revivify, not a Phoenix Down. Yeah, there was that one episode of Monday Nitro where the closed captioning was on, and every time Larry Zabisco called wrestling the game of human chess, the captions called it the game of Cuban chess. But yeah, anyway, I always enjoyed the style, the more freeform style of epee, personally. So that was my main weapon. I did do saber sometimes, and I did do foil a little bit in college, a little bit later, but yeah, epee was my main weapon of choice. And that's probably what I'd want to do again if I got back into fencing, which I would love to do someday. So, we'll see. Alright, we'll get one more of those. We should probably hit the inn again, too. Let's check the item shop. See if I want a couple of quick things here, too. For one thing, we can replace that Phoenix down we used accidentally. I guess that's about it. As far as what we can afford, there's no point in buying tents here either, because in Vector we can restock via stealing quite a bit. Alright, so we just need to go a little ways north here through this break in the mountains. How will be doing on our stats, incidentally? Oh, she didn't get I forgot to re-equip her Esper too, and she probably... Yeah, we missed the level up bonus on that. Oh well. Alright, so there's Vector. Quick walk. So you don't want to stay at the inn here. Because they steal, I think, just some money from you. You do want to go in here. Because if you say no, 2 guards come out. But when you beat them, this actually becomes a free healing point. Yeah, so she heals you for free. It's all the same stuff, probably the same for the armor shop. We'll check it out. I'm right here, dude. I guess he doesn't recognize her. Yeah, we don't need any of that at the moment, anyway. Actually... Oh, he already has ninja gear. I think that guard attacks you if you talk to him. I didn't actually talk to him, but I guess if he even touches you. So the commandos you can steal tents from, and that's pretty useful. It's a good way to stock up on them. a lot of the enemies in this part of the game have high physical defense and lower magic defense, so that's one reason to bring Edgar, because his flash does magic damage to all enemies. And again, a good reason to bring Gau, because his rages often are magic-based, if you use ones like Templar and Hazer, and the ones that use level 2 magic. Speaking of which, let's just see. So he actually has all of his spells for Siren already. Edgar's still learning Bolt too. But I think I will go ahead and swap them, because Edgar... maybe he does want... I'll hold off on that until Edgar does get Bolt. We will want to switch something to Locke before he levels up. I might want to do that now, actually. Yeah, let's, just for now, let's swap Gau and Locke's Espers. So Locke will get the, whatever bonus Siren has, HP up. That's not a bad thing for him. He doesn't necessarily have the highest natural MP. So yeah, we could try to go to the palace, but the only thing that happens there is an unwinnable boss fight against the Guardian. Which is cool to see, but again, you can't win the fight, you can only run away from it. So we want to talk to this guy. I'm gonna toss it all. And that's how we get into the Magitech factory, by a guy pretending to puke. Alright, here we go. So there are some hidden treasures in this area, and I can't remember exactly where to go first. We can try to steal some tents here at least. No. Well, that's actually the one guy I didn't want him to kill right away, because I still hadn't stolen the tent from that one. Oh well. Alright, let's just go down this way first. So I think we do actually want to go on that thing. These guys are going to be weak to lightning. So, again, this is specifically why we got the Hazer. Rage. I think this one goes down to that chest. Oops. Picked the wrong one. Oh well, we can get this chest. This just takes us back up. the level unlocked, so we'll swap him and Gau's Esper's back. Used Burning Bolt too. How's Celes doing? So once you get the Espers, the game does get a little bit more micromanagey. Because you want to make sure that you maximize your Esper level up bonuses and such. Alright, so this must be the one that goes down to that platform. There we go. All that for a tincture. Scope down here. Can't get anything. Throw vest. We can either use or sell that. Frankly, the common steel, the 10 on those commandos is more useful at this point. Alright, so we just want to get on the conveyor here. That is going to be useful on somebody. We'll give that to Celes for now, because that's a lightning elemental sword. Could actually give Edgar the flame saber, I suppose. I think Locke can use these two, actually. Yeah, because there's another part soon where we'll want to give Locke the ice sword. Down is always useful. There's nothing there. So those are... I actually usually put those on Edgar. I probably will once we're out of this battle. So Edgar and Mog both are good to be made into Dragoons. Losing the fight command on Edgar is not necessarily a bad thing, because you can, if you need to do just a regular attack, you can just have him use his drill. So, I think Edgar's the only character in this party that can use that. I don't think this... Does this hook do anything? Oh, it's battle. We hit right in front of it. Yeah, Gau, when he hits those bolt twos, he's just cleaning house in here. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Is anything over here? No. Actually, oh, that goes through there. Actually, yeah, so we actually do want to go through here, this pipe. Use the jump on Edgar just so you can, if you haven't before, see what it does. I believe that Schiller move, is a blindness attack, which, yeah, it hit Locke there. Locke actually has Cure now, too. Yeah, got the darkness too, and again, I don't think the darkness in this version of the game actually works, so I don't think it hurts them to have that status effect, but, you know, might as well get rid of the symbol and, you know, the sunglasses on the battle screen. The mithril mail, that's better than the mithril vest, so I believe we do get gold armor in this area as well. I don't remember exactly where it is, but the mithril mail is still probably worth having. Now that I'm thinking about it, it may even actually be better than the gold armor. I don't know that for sure. It seems like the gold armor should be higher, but we'll find out anyway. Alright, Edgar got Bolt too, so I'm thinking, let's see how their status is doing. I'm thinking we can probably swap Gau and Edgar's. Esper's here. Celes is still learning Float, plus we want her to get the magic up bonus for now. And how's Locke doing on Curran? Problem with Curran, of course, is it doesn't have any bonuses, so probably after the next battle we'll want to swap around a little bit just so Locke gets a bonus of something. Use the Blizzard Sword, is that for Cape? I figure having the cure spells on Locke is pretty useful, because there are a lot of parts of the game where he's forced into the party. And he, you know, if you level up his magic stat, he's not the best magic user in the game by any stretch, but if you do give him bonuses, which we're gonna do right here, might as well have her get a little bit of a jump start learning those. So this, I think, just spits it out at the top of the screen we were on. Yeah, this is where we were. So eventually we want to get on that conveyor on the right, but I think we might still be able to go down here first. Yeah, I think that might be the gold armor down there. There's a couple things I actually want to go here to get. And this too. That's just a tent. So that way's blocked because the elevator's down. Oh, another mithril mail. I forgot to check and see how that goes on Edgar. Although, I don't remember who all can use that. Nice one, Gau. So Locke got a magic bonus on that level up. Yeah, we'll swap those back for now. So Celes can finish learning float, and Locke can get his cure 2 a little bit more. So yeah, let's see. You can actually go on the menu screen here, see who can use that. So yeah, Locke can actually use the mithril mail. I don't know if we'll want him to, but we'll try Edgar first, at least. Now that does drop Locke's speed, and I don't know if the slight boost on defense and magic defense is really worth switching it. Yeah, we can't use it. And yeah, we want the white dress to stay on Celes. Definitely Cyan can use the other mithril mail, and then if we get any more, we can just sell them. So we want to actually go down the other side of this little section here to get the other chests there. Make sure we get the tent. Actually, see if we can get a cure on a Locke and Celes. We'll hit Hazer with Gau. Yeah, actually, I did already give him the flame saber. Okay, never mind. that's the gold helmet. Let him have a full gold suit. I forget where the gold armor is, unless it's this other chest over here. Two bioblasters, what do I need those for? Sell them, obviously. We only need one. So yeah, there is something hidden here. There's the gold armor. Okay, so yeah, now we have the full suit. And gold is better than mithril. Okay. So I think that's everything up here. There is a stone blade or a break blade, I think, in this version that's hidden in the capsule room that we'll see in a bit. But, yeah, I don't think there's any other major treasures that we're missing. So we just want to go to the conveyor. What sound on AOL did I use Kafka's laugh for? Was it signing off? I know for a long time I had my sign off on AOL set to just a clip from the Beatles, Hello Goodbye. Just the line where they say, I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. But I did use Kafka's laugh for something. That might have been the sign off sound. With AOL, for youngins that don't remember, we weren't around for those days. With AOL, there were like the default sounds, which was, you know, there was the announcer guy, welcome, you've got mail, but all of those sounds you could change to other stuff. Like, basically just any WAV file you could set for any of those. Steal anything from them, and since they have elemental strengths and weaknesses, we'll just have Gau do physical attacks. We can use Ice on Shiva. Or on Ifrit, rather. Fire on Shiva. And basically, we're just kind of biding time on this fight. Because eventually they realize that we're allies. There's a save room next to this room we're in for this battle, too. Edgar actually has the fire sword equipped, so we'll have him see if he can hit a jump attack on Shiva here. Yeah, he's probably gonna heal Ifrit. Heal Gau. Really need to heal Gau. No, I guess we don't need to. You don't get experience for this fight anyway. I think this room is the only room in the game that the flans appear in, also. Like, you see other palette swaps of this enemy elsewhere, but I think this room is the only place the blue flans appear. No, Celeste does have Stray. So she got a magic boost from that level up. So, give her Shiva since she just got a level up. She should be good for a little while. Edgar's 100% on Siren already. Yeah, still learning. Alright. This is just a long stairway. I think it's the stairway, I think, is the only place the generals appear. Kind of reminds me of Ghostbusters on NES. What a terrible game that is. Alright, so there's a hidden break blade in this room. I think it's down on the other end. Oh, I forgot. Mute does affect Rage. That's probably not a bad thing, because at least the Rhinotaur, or Rhinox guy, actually absorbs lightning, so we'll get rid of him, and then get an echo screen on Gau. Or is he not silenced anymore? I guess it wore off. Okay. Shimsham move sucks too, because that halves your HP. See, I think the break blade is in here. I'll put that on Edgar. That sword should be good for a while. The Brief Blade. Not necessarily on Edgar the whole time, but... yeah, go ahead and cast the Esper of Shiva. Boss fight. I did some damage. Oh yeah, we got the grainer already. Oh, thank you for that. So confused Celes. Don't even really want to hit her. So fusion because that didn't quite do enough damage to take her out. Oh, that gone. Oh, a second Blizzard Sword. That's very useful to have 2 of those already. Specifically for a specific part of the game that'll be coming up. So the Drainer... what does the Drainer do again, exactly? I know I never use it. Even though it does have high attack, I think. Yeah, I kind of forget exactly how it works. Let me look that up, actually. So it steals HP from its victims, but it doesn't necessarily work against certain enemies, and it can actually backfire on undead enemies. And if your character is at full HP, it will do no damage, so yeah, that's not really worth using. Let me also double check, if you can only use one Hyper Wrist or Atlas Armlet, since we have the Dragoon Boots on Edgar. Yeah, I guess if you can only have one, the Atlas Armlet's actually the better option, so we'll go with that. Alright, so we're actually going to want to unequip Celes here. It might unequip her automatically anyway. This game's usually pretty good about that. As compared to, like, Final Fantasy IV, where if you don't unequip characters when they leave the party, you're SOL, basically. You're, whatever items they're equipped with may possibly disappear forever. bunch of new espers there. Including Madwin, who teaches all 3 level 2 elemental spells. And also, Tabby, do not eat the posters. And also teaches, I think, or gives a, I think a 2-point bonus for magic. Hey! Hey! Get down! Don't eat the posters. Come up here. Oh, come here. This one. I think she has a little bit of pica, because she does sometimes seem to like eating or chewing things that aren't actually food, and that does include some of the posters in this room. That's why you're not allowed in here when I'm not here, isn't it? The door to the basement, she was like, has, I mean, they're cheap doors in this house. It's built in the 70s, and it's like a cheap door with, like a wood veneer on it. And she was like chewing pieces of the wood veneer right off the door. I finally had to paint it so she couldn't pick pieces of it off anymore. Pieces of, there's like remnants. I think these rooms all had wall-to-wall carpeting at one point that was taken out before I bought the house. But there's like a remnant of that wall-to-wall carpeting in most of the closets, and she was like biting pieces of that off at one point. And the tape on the air conditioners, the tape I use on the, you know, to seal the air conditioners in the windows, she likes to pick at that. Although that might be more to wake me up when she wants food more than anything. You keep me on my toes. Settle down. Or you can go in the window, and that would be nice. Go in the window, look out. Oh, Locke, that was all just Kefka's macho head games. Don't worry about it. Well, that's all very interesting, Sid, but I do have one question. Why the hell are you dressed as a hot dog? I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I always kind of did wonder, you know, what is he wearing? Yeah, everybody's healed again. I guess that cutscene does an auto heal. This set of Mode 7 graphics, they could have done without. Oh, hey, we got the rare red mag rotor here. Those don't always show up, which if you're doing a completionist run, can make you, have to repeat this whole part. Yeah, we actually got that in the very first battle. Yeah, the Mode 7 between battles for this part, it just doesn't look good. Should have done something else for this. Like, it's so pixelated. It's, what are you even looking at? That's definitely an improvement in the pixel remaster. I think, does Locke still have Corinne? I think we missed an opportunity for a stat boost there. So this is the boss of this little section. That's good to have. That's a sword for Cyan, the Tempest, and it's very good to have early. I don't remember if you can steal anything from the arms. But yeah, the Tempest is definitely the main thing you want. Oh, that sucks. That's a stop effect. Trying to think. I think Corinne does automatic regen on everybody if you cast it, so let's try that. Just as, a little added protection for this fight. Yeah, that was a regen. There you go, cat scratch. Finds its target as soon as the stop on Gau wore off. Fire 2 on, say, Edgar. So there's actually another boss fight as soon as we get through this little mini section, so I want to use the save point. Another Bioblaster that we don't need. Alright, Bolt do on Gau, that's good. Oh yeah, Edgar's right on the verge of a level up. So, let's switch Bismarck to him so he gets so he gets a +2 to his strength on when he hits that level. Oof. Probably get a couple tenths while we're here anyway. Yeah, pull 4 of these guys on a pincer attack, that's nasty. But 3 extra tenths is nothing to sneeze at. Flash again. Actually, Edgar has fire too now. So yeah, Edgar got that strength +2. So now Setzer gets his first battle. Now, it seems like these would be easy enough to avoid from the airship by, you know, flying around them. One of these is weak to fire, the other is weak to lightning. And we can steal something from each of them. One of which might be another Bioblaster. I should have, Noise Blaster. Let me get Locke's turn back up. A little heal from That's our slot machine. Alright, so, yeah, Locke has scan, so... That probably just answered the question, honestly, whatever. Oh, weak against water. Is anybody rocking, I think Edgar does have Bismarck equipped. That's non-elemental magic damage. Yeah, so that one absorbs fire, so we'll hit that one with Bolt too, or we could actually wait. Yeah, we'll just yeah, spell. I was gonna say we could wait till the other one's down, and we could have done that. Strike at this. Brian Setzer style. No pun with this Setzer intended. Ah, damn. I was never good at, like, this, you know, actually timing the slot machine here. I often just hit A 3 times, and sometimes you hit the combos. We didn't steal from this right-hand one yet, I don't think. It's just a potion. Alright. So now we have a fairly long flashback when we get back to Zozo. So yeah, we actually control Madwin here. Alright, it's been a moment. You can go into a couple caves here and talk to people, but it's not necessary. Where are you going to go? It's an interesting noise. Shriek, just when we were in reach of a veritable bonanza. 2 of those mithril mails, don't we? Is that for cape, I guess? So first thing we want to do is heal. And there's a guy on the airship that can do it, although I don't know if he can do it when it's flying. Oh yeah, there we go. Ho! Or, sorry, Guho! That's like a Professor Frank, and I guess by extension a Jerry Lewis line, right? Hi! This guy has like a rudimentary shop. I don't know if there's anything really necessary there. He does have tinctures, so that's pretty good. Stock a few of those. We did good on money coming out of that factory. Restock these. I mean, there's 2 schools of thought for, you know, equipping your party members. You can always, like, unequip everybody when you get them in your party. Or when you take them out of your party, unequip everybody. Or you can keep everybody equipped with their optimum equipment at all times, which may spread some equipment out, but I usually equip everybody and, like, keep them equipped as much as possible, but maybe we'll try the other approach this time. So actually, I think we'll get the full gold suit on Cyan, and I'm using Cyan because we haven't used him in a while. Since we're not using Sabin, actually we are using Sabin, aren't we? Maybe I'll keep the Genji glove on Cyan anyway. Actually, he was doing good with his black belt before, so yeah, we'll Genji glove Sabin. Go with the headband. Alright, that should be good. Two earrings on her. Oh, we should have Esper them up too. Is it? There it is. Okay, so I'll have Terra learn her dad's spells first. Spray on him. Cyan's not really worth teaching spells all that much, but we do want him to get the speed or the strength boost. Let's see Setzer stats. His battle power is pretty good at the moment. It is lower than everybody else's. Let's see if we can get a strength boost on Setzer too. secret. So I think this is going to direct us to the cave to the sealed gate. And that's probably a good thing to leave off with for now and pick up with next time. And actually, if going there, we'd probably want to have Setzer learn some healing magic. Oh, we can actually get Mog now, too. It might be worth doing Mog's world tour before the cave to the sealed gate, so for one thing, we don't forget about it. Yeah, my inclination is to have the best equipment for everybody, but I might try to break that inclination on this playthrough. Doing that does make it, easier to keep track of equipment for, if you have party members that share equipment types and things like that. But power sashes are good. I'll actually do have some things to sell. Let's see. Don't think we need that anymore. Could probably sell off some of those mithril vests. I don't think I'll get rid of quite all of them yet, but yeah, we don't need 4 bio blasters, or 2 noise blasters, so we'll sell 3 bios, 1 noise. Alright, so that should give us a little bit more cash to work with. Oops. So I do want the gold shields. Just get one of these for now. 1 extra gold shield. But we'll want to come back to this store with more money. So let's see. This is, like, even though it lowers defense for some characters, it raises so many other stats that it's actually worth using. Like, I might actually put one on Cyan. I think I'm going to revert to just, optimum equipment for everybody. I'm going to put that Morning Star on Terra too, so I can put the... Well, actually, we did get the Trident for Edgar, so yeah, we'll keep her with the Break Blade. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and re-equip everybody with their good stuff. It's how I usually play, and so we just have to chase him to basically the battlefield behind the town. So I think, can we go through here as a shortcut? Possibly. So you just have to stand still for a little bit. There we go. Thank you, Poe. If you pull up Lone Wolf and take the gold hairpin, that is a useful item, but you won't be able to get Mog till much later in the game. In fact, too late to get one of his dances, so yeah, you really want to take him now. And I think I'm just gonna Warp Stone out of here. No, you can't. Yeah, I think we'll do Mog's World Tour now, and then we can end on that for this session. Pick up with the cave for the cave to the sealed gate next time. Yeah, I guess it doesn't let you use the Warp Stone here. Oh, it's not a far walk anyway. I think, is it up here? Yeah, that hole up there, sometimes you can actually see Umaro, even though you can't get him until much later in the game. But occasionally he pokes his head out up there. One more try, see if we see him. No. Maybe it's only at the beginning of the game, I don't know. But yeah, Umaro's the Sasquatch who you can recruit to your party. And he's completely uncontrollable, like even past, like he doesn't have a battle menu at all, he's completely out of control as a berserker. But he does have a few parts of the game. He's usually one of the characters I leave behind on the airship when you go to the final dungeon. There are still a few parts of the game where he's useful. And a few things he's good for, so it's worth getting Umaro. Alright, so we'll put Mog in the party, probably in place of Sabin. Just because we haven't used Cyan in a while. Let him stay in the party for now. But, yeah, we'll put Mog in and we'll kind of do his little world tour to get all of his dances. And again, we'll just on it. We'll re-equip all the characters too. Everybody back in who wasn't in the party already. For now. I can get that trident. Alright, so, I forgot to equip Sabin's Esper. Just put him in. Alright, so basically what we want to do is park outside Nikea. Which should be over here. So we'll leave the airship here. Drop a save. And basically we want to walk all the way back to the Veld, go through Serpent Trench, and then come back out in Nikea, and we should be able to get a bunch of Nog's dances just by doing that. Wind Rhapsody, I think it's called, for the Grasslands. That's one of the more useful dances, I think. It's a Wind Song. I think it's Wind Rhapsody in the later versions. These guys aren't much threat anymore. So now that that mountain range is cleared, or the rock slide they called it, is cleared, we can go through this way. So let's set Nog's dance off. I think you'll have 100% hit rate for the dance if it's in the terrain type that the dance represents. If you're using one outside of the terrain you're on, it has a percentage chance of working. Song again. This wouldn't even be a bad party to take to the cave to the sealed gate. I know Nog starts a little higher level than, much higher level than other characters, so we might swap Sabin or somebody else in instead of him, but this is a good party nonetheless. We actually learned some spells on Cyan. We don't really need them on him. We mainly have his Esperon to get the stat boost, but still. So we should get the Forest Dance for this one. So that's another one. So that's where that Imperial base was that we went to in Sabin's scenario, but you can never go back to that. Forest Suite while we're in the forest here. forget what that does, actually. Is it just removing status effects or something else? No more Phantom Train, unfortunately. Yeah, the path that would have gone to the Phantom Train just exits the forest now. And we don't have to fight our way down the waterfall again. We just go straight to the Veldt. And since we don't have Gau in the party, there's no point in really bothering much with the Veldt. Might as well just run away from as much as we can, since there's no experience here either. That's a little nitpicky thing, too. I never really liked in this game how the characters run away individually. And, you know, just have them all run away at once, like in every other Final Fantasy game. I think every other one, anyway. I never really understood the point of having them each escape individually. Then you end up with, you know, a situation like that where one character doesn't run away quite as fast as the others, and the enemies just get free hits on them. Again, it may be my favorite game of all time, but there's, you can still always find a couple little things to gripe about. Alright, so this is the dance that you get from Serpent Trench, is the one that is completely missable if you never go through Serpent Trench again with Mog. There's no other way to get it in the game. That's why we're doing this whole world tour thing. Oh, so Trident has a water element, doesn't it? Switch the Mithril Pike onto Mog for this part, or just have him do other attacks. And we'll go left this time. We already went through the caves, and as I recall, if you go left, it's shorter. if it actually is shorter if you go left. Again, it does skip the caves, but yeah, I don't know if that actually does make it shorter or not. Yeah, between just Wind Slash and Sunbath alone, the Wind Rhapsody I think is probably the most useful dance overall. Even some, like, major boss fights, like the one fight against Atma-Weapon on the Floating Continent, if you have Mog with you, he can be very useful, just for those two moves alone. Alright, so which dances do we still need? One from the mountains, one from the cave, we got the cave one. One from the mountain, one from the town, which we would go to Zozo to get. The desert one. I think that's these 3 slots, and then there's the snow one, which you can't get in, you can't get that till the second half of the game, so we'll get the other 3 quickly. Might as well stop at the inn while we're in this town. But yeah, we'll hit probably Mount Colts to get the mountain one. The town one you can get in Zozo again, and the desert one you can get in any desert. We can just do that in Figaro Desert. But yeah, Mog's a useful little guy. He's a, you know, depending on how you train him, even based on his regular base stats, though, he's a decent physical fighter, and you can improve that. He's a decent magic user, and you can improve that. His dances are relevant for pretty much most of the game, if not all. Just do this for the desert dance. Trident did a lot of damage on these desert enemies with its water element. So yeah, we mastered that dance. So Mount Colts is probably closest. Just kind of go over here. We have to go through the first cave to get to an area where enemies will attack you in the open mountain setting. Ah. So we'll just go back and forth here. There we go. And we just need the town one for now. And again, there is another, the 8th dance you can't get in this first half of the game. So we'll get that one if we're able to. That one's not missable though, so. The water rondo that we got from Serpent Trench, that's the only missable dance. And we're set with that. So we'll just go over to Zozo. Zozo, never heard of it, yeah. Da, 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 da. down one. And yeah, that's all but the snow dance, and again, we can't get that, so we are set for Mog. So let's go to some place to just recharge whatever little bit of HP we've lost, which is probably Sabin's cabin. We can still use the free beds there. What's that? Oh, there's actually a free inn in the returner hideout. We could use that. It's right here. Guess we don't need anything there. I forgot that guy actually survived. I assume that's the wounded guy that stumbled in just before we left for the raft trip. Have I ever come back to the returner hideout at this point? I don't even know. Not much interesting going on here. Did I? I probably already took whatever was in those pots, yeah. I know we got all the chests here. Alright, so I think that's a good place to save and quit for now. So yeah, this has been part 4 of Final Fantasy VI. 3, 6, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, we'll do another part soon, hopefully later this week. So yeah, hit like and subscribe, and check back for more of the journey. Next time we'll be going to the Cave to the Sealed Gate, which is probably the most challenging dungeon we've seen yet. So yeah, I'll have to think. I mean, it is tempting to keep Mog in the party because he is good in that part, but because his level is so much higher than everybody else, I may go with, I don't know, Sabin or somebody who's not Mog. But it is tempting to use Mog, so we'll think about it. Terra could use an HP boost from an Esper too, couldn't she? She's kind of low compared to the other level 17s here. Oh, how Setzer got so high. He's only been around for at most 1 level up so far. Anyway, I think I saved already, but just to make doubly sure. There we go. Alright, so yeah, hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you again.